He's like a leech and he will not let go.
He's so smart in his game, so smart in his approach. I see his notes. He can't fool me, man. He might fool some of you guys, but he's one of the best athletes I know, and I think he's very cerebral in what he does as a fighter.
He is relentless, and you got a guy. You got Jake.
No, and so what brought you out to Vegas, and also kind of did you go straight to Xtreme Couture? How did all that come together?
COVID happened. Uh, I was living right. COVID happened, and then after that, I started hanging out with some of my old friends and doing like bad stuff and not fun. Going back to like being kind of a punk or a street urchin, whatever you want to call it, just hanging out, doing bad stuff. And then one of my sponsors and my fiance were like, you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. I see what this place is doing to you without training. So I was living in Akron at the time. It was like where I lived, it was like $450, $500 a month for rent. I wasn't living in a very good neighborhood. And I was kind of just hanging out with my buddies in the community and doing what I shouldn't have been doing. Then I end up Joe Benavidez was fighting Davison Figueredo. I came out, trained with him, and then Coach Nixick was like, "Bro, when you moving to Vegas?" And then after that, I just packed my shit and came out here. And then my fiance she was kind of against it at first, and then she applied to get a teaching job, and she got it within like hours. So it just seemed like, it kind of changed. And then they gave us that stimmy. The
Yeah,
I
them
was
good old stimmy checks.
I was racked out. They gave me
He said,
four.
"I'm good,
I
baby."
was like, we're going to Vegas. We came out here. We thought we were rich,
Hell
but
yeah,
but
bro.
yeah. So we came out here, and then I moved to Extreme Couture and was training at 10th Planet a little bit with Casey Halstead and Andy Varela, and they had a little fight team there during COVID. So I would train there in the mornings and Extreme Couture in the afternoons, and yeah, so that's kind of what led me to Vegas. And I always had aspirations of making it further, but I didn't really believe that it was possible for me to get there because there wasn't any little guys in the UFC from where I was training. So there was no like clear path to follow. It was just like show up, work hard, maybe you'll get there if you get lucky. But then I moved here and then I got around guys that were doing things I wanted to, like obviously, like I said, Dan Ige, Kai Kamaka, Cody Stanman, guys like that were already in. And they kind of took me under their wing and like befriended me. And I was almost confused, like, why would someone like them help me? You know what I mean? Like I had such a low opinion of myself because of how I was living and who I was around. And most of the guys that I was friends with had already wrote themselves off and were like, like they were, hard opiate users and they used drugs through their vein. They were, I had already, decided like they gave up on life. And those were the kind of people I was friends with. And I went from hanging out with those guys to surrounding myself with people that were already in the UFC. So it was such a drastic change, like environment change. Like it my mindset and I was always super talented. Like my first sparring sessions, I went and trained with John Gunther at Strong Style. He was in the UFC at 155 and I was weighing 145 pounds and I was taking him down, spladling him, banana splitting him, took him down 30 times, like giving him a wedgie, to be honest, like in the most humble way.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
no.
so like I was always talented, but my mind was just so fucked up. I didn't know that it was possible or uh, something that was in the cards for me, you know?
Definitely. That's interesting, man, and it's working well though. So kind of what's a week like of training for you guys? You know, like at Jackson's, we'd have certain sparring days, certain wrestling days. Do you guys kind of have the same setup, or do you just do a little bit of everything kind of every day?
Um, for the most part, like I treat Extreme Couture like a one-stop shop. Like that's where I do all my stuff at. But
Right.
I obviously work with other people at I'll go and seek out other training if it's easy to access. But yeah, like I have a good schedule at Extreme. My coach Nate Pettit and Dennis Davis, I have a pretty balanced schedule. Like I do like probably 50 rounds of MMA grappling a week, and I spar probably 10 to 15 rounds per week. I wrestle 25 rounds a week. Yeah, I just follow the schedule there and try to sometimes I get a little pissed off because like I'm just trying to be surrounded by hammers and sometimes like there's like a UFC champion mixed with a member off the street is like
Fifty
vastly.
fifty. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm a little misunderstood probably because I have a bad attitude and towards some things. Like if I feel like something is hurting me, I'm like I'll attack it. Like
Yeah.
if I, you know what I mean? Like if something is coming into my environment that I think is hurting me, I'm like instantly like, whoa, what's this? Like what is going on here? I should smash you. But uh it's all good. Extreme Couture has everything that I need. Um, a lot of my friends are sprinkled all over the country. I got friends at Factory X. I got friends in Florida. Friends at what's it called? O'Malley's spot,
Oh, out there in Arizona, you got the MMA lab.
the MMA
Um,
lab, and
yeah,
the other spot. That's good too.
they have the MMA lab, and then his is what the Red Hawk Academy, and then there's one more. Not the
Fight Ready.
MMA Fight Ready. Yeah, with Henry
Yeah.
and them.
So
Yeah.
like I got friends at all these different places. I think they all have pros and cons, and you know, it's a personal choice to be elite. You have to, a coach will obviously give you structure, but it's up to you to put in the work, you know.
Yeah, I think well in every gym, like even at Jackson's, they got to pay the bills. So you always have those members that are there just to be there, just to be in shape, right? And then it's like you're trying to get your training in. You're not here for that at all. You're like, I'm here to be the best. So, you're gonna have those rounds where, like I said, it's almost annoying. You're like, hit me, let's go faster. So
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. But I think every gym's gonna, struggle with that to a degree because they got to pay bills. So there's always gonna be those moments. But like I said, there's plenty of high level people on the mats. You named a few earlier. Are those kind of your main sparring partners? Is there anybody else you kind of get a lot of rounds in? Are you guys doing harder rounds in camp versus out of camp? What's that sparring looking like?
uh, it's pretty consistent. Like
Yeah,
I'm kind of like always in a camp, to be honest. Like
right.
I don't ever miss pro practice at 3:30. I'm there no matter what. But yeah, I do a lot of rounds with Patchy, Kakamaka. Who else do I go with? Obviously my manager is Ali, so
Yeah.
whenever the Russians come to town, I train with them. So Tagir Yolimbelikov, uh, Umar, I forget the other 35er that he did.
Yeah.
Their names are all like real
They're all
similar.
yeah, names you can't say. They all have the
Yeah,
same.
I can't say none of those names, man.
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm
I
just like one of Khabib's boys.
I did like 50 rounds with Tagir before I figured out how to say his name right.
Yeah.
Obviously, I train with Manel Cape a lot. He's real good dude.
Yeah.
Good.
You and Patchy, of course, as well.
Yeah, and my boy Mo Miller, he just moved out here from Ohio as well. I train with him a lot. Majdi, another Dagestani that comes and trains with us on Mondays and Fridays. Yeah, I train with and then I also will go to freestyle MMA and hit pads and train with GoCore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just depends on depends on the day. But
Nah,
yeah,
it seems like you're dialed in for sure.
yeah, and MMA grappling, I have a lot of ways to win,
Yeah.
but
No, and it should be that way. You're doing the right thing in the sense of like you're trying to get to that next level. You're trying to get to the UFC. You should always be. I tell people all the time, if you're really trying to chase it, you should always be in camp. Like I said, you should always be ready to fight, make weight, whatever it may be. If not, there's definitely someone is. So you're definitely having the right approach there. You got the right team. You have anything right now in the works as far as MMA? You have your eye on anything? Another matchup in Tough Enough? Are you looking at maybe Contender Series? What are you looking at next?
yeah, my next fight is for Tough Enough in August.
Okay.
I just I just talked to the matchmaker and my manager about it. We were hoping to get one for June or July. Um, and I think those cards are already pretty stacked up, and they've already been working on matchups. They could have probably snuck me in, but for August they already have like two opponents in mind that they're trying to match me with. So yeah, and then uh obviously I'm 2-0. I should be 3-0. I was an idiot. Failed a drug test for one of my wins and got it overturned.
Yeah.
And so that one burns me, bro. That hurts because I could be already 3-0 and I'm 2-0, so it just looks bad on paper. But I think at like 5-0, 6-0, I can get into like the contenders. But I signed a 3-fight contract with Tough, and I really like them, and I like the way they run their shows, and I like the owner and the matchmaker. They've taken pretty good care of me overall, so I like it there. And I signed a 3-fight contract with them, so that they had to give me 3 fights within the calendar year. So I already did one, and they'll have two more for me before the year goes up. And then after those two more wins, that'll put me at 4-0. And then I think 4-0, 5-0, I could fight on Contender Series would be my goal, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you have two big performances, get two big wins, you should definitely be right there. Um, I think we gone over a lot of stuff today, man. I appreciate it. I want to end on a couple things. Who is Cobey outside of fighting? Of course, we talk about fighting. Who are you outside of fighting? What are your goals? Stuff like that outside of the cage.
Shoot. I mean, I'm pretty boring, man. I wish I had more exciting shit to talk about, but I mainly just,
Pretty dialed.
yeah, I'm pretty dialed in. Yeah, I just hang out at the house, uh, hang out with my fiance. I go to, I got a church I go to down the street that, if you're pretty much, that's pretty much the only place you'll find me is at my house or at the gym or on Sunday morning at church. But yeah, for the most part, that's about it. Um, I stay out of the nice nightlife and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to anything that I enjoy, I'll overdo it.
Right.
So I try to stay here, at home. I got uh getting married in July of next year in Mexico.
Oh,
Been with,
nice.
yeah, it should be
I'll be
fun.
waiting for my invitation now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have you be the what's the dude called who does the wedding?
I'll pull
Uh,
up. I'll be the
I'm
videographer.
say
Nah.
I do. I'm gonna
Oh yeah, yeah.
just,
Hey, I do. I do. I'll do it. I'll get my little certificate just to go party in Mexico.
but
That's
yeah,
hard, bro.
but yeah, that's about it. I used to I used to like part like just my dad had a bar. I grew up in the bar scene, just being a little shithead.
Yeah.
So uh this like I reinvented myself, it takes like a 5 years to, really change and become something. You
Ah,
know,
definitely.
the first the first year of me being out here, I still had crazy attitude and It's nice because I still have that ability to be a dickhead and be mean, but I don't have to be like that all the time. My coach Nate worked on that a lot with me. Like, hey, turn it off. Like I would show up to the gym, I'm real intense, and then I would just keep it on, just never turn it off. And I was always paranoid, like if I turn it off, they're gonna catch me. Because after I got guillotined, I'm like, I'm not turning this off until I can beat everyone.
Yeah. No, no, definitely. I mean, like I said, it's good that you're doing the right things. You're staying focused. You're just constantly in the gym. That's how you're ready for the opportunities when they come. You know what I mean? It seems like you got the right plans, the right team behind you. It's really good to see. And like I said, I know you have a lot going on, so I truly appreciate the time today. You have any final message for your fans or supporters out there?
Shit, man. Just anyone who supports me or believes in me, I appreciate it. If you hate me, I appreciate it. I probably
Tune
I,
in.
pr- I probably deserve it. You know what I mean? If anyone that I ever did wrong, I feel bad about it. I know I did a lot of things. I did a lot of stuff I'm not proud of to get here in the position that I'm in. Uh, I've embarrassed myself plenty in my life, but I'm humble. Um, I'm grateful for my life and appreciate my family. Anything I did wrong, it wasn't because of my parents. It was because of my own choices. It wasn't. I'd really like to thank my wrestling coaches who always poured greatness into me and believed in me since I was a kid. I really would, if I could, I'd kill this dog.
You're good, bro. We can't
But
even the headphones. You can't even hear, so you're good.
oh, for real.
Yeah, yeah. Those beats. I was like, the sound quality's good, so no worries.
Uh, I got a studio upstairs. I'm dropping an album. No, I'm
Oh,
just
there you
kidding.
go.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He's dropping that fire.
A Christian rock album. Nah, I'm not. Nah, bro. Yeah, just overall, yeah, I'm just grateful. I got a lot of good coaches. Been around the right people. I'm not really trying to portray myself as like anything that I'm not. I'm comfortable with who I am. Uh, yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Shit was fun.
Absolutely, bro. No, I appreciate it. Got to learn a bit about you. Kind of your background, plans going forward. I think if you stay on track, we'll definitely see you in the big show. You got the right team behind you. I really appreciate it, everybody. Cody Fehr, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time. Another episode of the Daily Dose podcast.
Thank you,
Thank you,
brother.
bro.